It was a cold day in February 2014. A young giraffe named Marius woke up at the Copenhagen Zoo. He was healthy and just 2 years old. He was a gentle animal, loved by many visitors. But that day, the zoo decided he had to die. They said his genes were too common. They said there was no space for him in the European breeding program. Despite offers from other parks, the zoo went ahead. Marius was killed not because he was sick, but because he was considered surplus to the zoo's needs. This was a decision made by people, not by nature. The story became even more shocking. After Marius was killed, the zoo performed a public dissection. Children watched. Adults watched. Pieces of his flesh were then fed to the lions. The world reacted with horror and disbelief. How could a place that claims to care for animals do something so cold? The death of Marius was not just a sad event. It was a wake-up call. It forced people everywhere to look closely at zoos. Should we be keeping magnificent animals like giraffes in captivity at all? This question is at the heart of a new report from the Born Free Foundation called Confined Giants. The Born Free report, Confined Giants, uncovers a sad reality for giraffes in zoos. It details 5 major areas where their welfare is seriously compromised. These are not small issues. They strike at the very core of what a giraffe needs to live a good life. The problems are social deprivation, poor enclosures, inadequate diet, chronic health issues, and the development of abnormal behaviors. Imagine a giraffe? You probably picture it roaming across a wide, open savanna. You see it stretching its long neck to browse acacia leaves. Now compare that to a small, barren pen and long winters indoors. Experts explain these issues are connected. Small pens prevent natural foraging, leading to unnatural diets, serious health problems like lameness, and stereotypic pacing. Well, it's pretty clear. In the wild, giraffes have rich and complex social lives. They are not solitary animals. Females form lasting bonds and nursery groups that protect and teach the young. Young males form bachelor herds, traveling and interacting together. The Born Free report found many giraffes in unnaturally small groups. Some are kept in pairs. Some are kept completely alone. This social isolation is a form of deprivation. Constant moving between zoos for breeding disrupts bonds. Friends and offspring shipped away. The turmoil creates uncertainty, boredom, anxiety, and stress. Social deprivation has serious consequences, including stereotypic behaviors. Forcing these social giants into isolation creates lives empty of meaningful relationships. A giraffe in the wild is in constant motion, moving across vast distances. Walking keeps muscles strong, joints healthy, and hooves in good condition. Their very design is built for wide-ranging browsing. In stark contrast, most enclosures are tiny fractions of a natural range, like asking a marathon runner to live inside a single room. Months on hard floors and little movement cause lameness and overgrown hooves. Painful hoof conditions and arthritis follow. Poor design risks falls and entrapment. Empty pens lack the sights, sounds, smells, and textures that stimulate minds. Small empty enclosures cause physical pain and mental anguish. Wild giraffes browse leaves, stems, flowers, and fruits. High fiber, low starch, keeping teeth, jaws, and minds engaged. They spend hours carefully selecting food. In zoos, diets rely on hay, pellets, and occasional fruit and veg, often lower fiber, higher starch and sugar. This mismatch causes digestive problems, even colic-like conditions. Teeth don't wear properly. Dental issues follow. Fast meals from racks and troughs are unnatural and boring. Frustration triggers oral stereotypies like tongue lolling and chewing non-food. Diseases rare in the wild are common in zoos. Lameness, joint disease, digestive disorders, and shorter lives. We give food that keeps them alive, but it doesn't let them thrive and often slowly makes them sick. The evidence is clear. Zoos are not suitable homes for giraffes. So what is the solution? Born Free is not calling to empty zoos overnight. Instead, a carefully managed humane phase-out. First, stop breeding immediately. Let captive numbers decline naturally. Consolidate giraffes into fewer places with larger, more complex habitats and proper social herds. Manage with veterinarians and welfare experts to avoid harm during transition. Redirect funds from new enclosures to improving current welfare and to wild conservation. Practical, compassionate, forward-thinking. The goal isn't to empty cages, it's to protect wild giraffe populations. Wild giraffes face a silent extinction, nearly 30% lost in 3 decades. Habitat loss, poaching, civil unrest. Money tied up in captivity could protect vast African savannas. Real conservation, anti-poaching, community land leases, and field research. Zoos can transform into centers that fund and teach conservation without displaying suffering animals. Support projects in Kenya, Tanzania, Niger, and beyond. Read and share Confined Giants. Ask your zoo to invest in situ conservation. Donate to Born Free.